In the last 25 years, I have built and sold 4 different businesses, from 6 figures all the way up to 7 and 8 figures in revenue. And in this video, I'm going to break down the process and the story of all those businesses and show you can start and grow your own business without having to rely on luck. I'll share the framework and success I've learned, the many mistakes that led to those 4 businesses, and hopefully your next business you have or the current business, you can achieve that same level and beyond. Have you ever hit a major goal, popped the champagne, and realized your bank account didn't get the memo? Me too. We hit $1 million in sales with Passionate Salon, and guess what? I was still broke. I remember sitting on the floor thinking, I can work at McDonald's and make more than this. That's when I knew something had to change. Today, I'm spilling the tea on how we went from running on fumes to running one of the most top salons in the world. So buckle up, this is going to be juicy. So Passionate Salon just isn't your average salon. We're talking we're the top 1% in the country and the top 10% in the world. And we specialized in making people fierce, fabulous, and flawless. From haircuts to color transformation, we did it all. And we did it well. But spoiler alert, just because we were slaying in the beauty department didn't mean we were slaying in our bank account, because that was definitely off. So let me tell you, hitting $1 million in our first year didn't happen by accident. It took strategy, it took hustle, it took a whole lot of marketing magic. Marketing campaigns that hit harder than a Beyonce album dropping. We pulled in 30 to 50 new clients every single month. Our standard operating procedures, oh, you bet. I followed the E-Myth philosophy because owning a business is not the same thing as owning a job. And I wasn't there just to own a job. I had 3 internal training systems to make sure that every client got the same jaw-dropping service, whether you were the lead stylist or a newbie fresh out of beauty school. So let's talk about the challenges and then how we created those solutions, because here's where the plot twist comes in. We hit $1 million milestone and no profit, zero, nada. I was pouring everything back into the business. Even my own paycheck was non-existent. Picture me in tears thinking, is this really my life? Is this it? $1 million business and I can't pay myself? Maybe you can relate, right? And every single client that walked in the door cost me $5. Yeah, I looked at the numbers and I was losing money every time somebody left with a fresh, beautiful style. Multiply that by 300 clients a month, you're bleeding $1,500 a month or $18,000 a year. So what did I do? I grabbed my calculator, like my life depended on it, and I looked at our numbers. And guess what I found? The problem wasn't the service, it was the pricing. We were charging too little for our overhead and we still couldn't turn a profit. Rookie mistake, but one I fixed fast. I went back to the drawing board, reworked every price point, and showed the team what we had to charge, like no kidding. And once I did that, the light bulb went off for them and there was no turning back. And let me tell you, the turnaround was fast and fabulous. We started making profits. I finally wrote myself a paycheck. Hallelujah. And Passionate Salon became one of the top 200 salons in the country of over 300,000 salons. And we did that 3 years in a row. And oh, did I mention? I got the Women Who Mean Business Award in San Diego. Let's just say we went from broke to bragging rights really quickly. The journey wasn't just about survival, it became the foundation of my training and development company. The systems, the strategies, the mindset shift, they became the secret sauce that I now teach every other business owner that I work with. So here's the bottom line. Sales are sexy, but profits pay the bills. You can brag about gross revenue all day long, but if you're not profitable, you're just spinning your wheels. And trust me, that is exhausting. So what's the lesson here? Pricing is everything. Stop guessing. Stop putting your prices based on what the person down the street is doing. Know your costs. Know your margins. It's not always easy, but it can feel awkward to raise your prices. But honey, you can keep the lights on with the vibes and good intention. But the best part is you see the problem when you turn things around in no time. You're not stuck, right? Ignorance might feel comfy in the short term, but it'll wreck your business in the long run. If I can do it, you can do it. So here's my challenge to you. Stop running from numbers, face them head on, make the hard choices, and get your business back. Because at the end of the day, success just isn't about gross revenue. It's about building a profitable, sustainable business that takes care of you and your clients. If Passionate Salon can go from crying on the floor to winning awards to turning a profit, then you can do it too. I know you can. And you know what? I'm here to cheer you along, and let's pop that champagne when those profits pop. Now, Now, my second business was Salon Training International. I went from flying blind to an industry leader, and that's how Salon Training International was born. So listen up. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you thought, how did I end up here? Well, that was me. I was building a 747 while we were already in the air. One day I was giving a talk and a seminar, and a salon owner raised her hand and she said, "Hey, Susie, can I buy that?" And I laughed. I said, "What, you want to buy my systems? But they have my name on it." I said, "We don't care. How many of you would want this?" And 25 people raised their hand. I sold $25,000 in less than an hour, and I didn't even have a product to sell. That was the moment I realized I just wasn't teaching. I was sitting on top of a gold mine of solutions for the entire industry, and that the industry desperately needed. So Salon Training International came to life straight out of my own experience as being a frustrated salon owner. I had to ask myself, why isn't anyone teaching the business side to salons and spas? Everyone knew how to cut and style. That's 15% of your success is the skill. The other 80% is about your sales, your marketing, your operations, your finance. And guess what? No one at that time was teaching this. I wasn't trying to become another speaker. I wanted to create real solutions for salon owners, solutions that I had to learn the hard way. And if I could save others from the chaos and the stress that I went through, then it was worth every single second. The crazy part is I didn't even know what I had until that fateful moment on stage when people practically threw their money at me for my systems. I was stunned. I had no product ready, just ideas scribbled in a notepad and systems that I had used to save my own business. But that didn't matter. People wanted the solution, not the fluff. And that's when I had the light bulb moment. I realized that my expertise, everything that I took for granted, was exactly what people were desperate for. And instead of just speaking, I started using those talks as a marketing tool. Every time I stepped on the stage, I was in front of hundreds, sometimes thousands of people, potential clients, at my fingertips. And let me tell you, that strategy exploded our business growth. But with rapid growth became rapid challenges. Now, don't get me wrong, I hated speaking at first. I didn't go in to stroke my ego. I did it because I knew it was the fastest way to transform the industry. Speaking wasn't just about sharing ideas, it became a leveraging tool. Instead of chasing clients one by one, I was building relationships with hundreds at a time. That's the magic of leveraging your platform. And here's the thing, when you grow that fast, you also outgrow your systems just as fast. I started selling products I hadn't even created yet. Yep, you heard that right. I would sell an idea and my poor team would scramble to turn it into a reality. Chaotic? Absolutely. But it also brought in revenue and showed us exactly what the market wanted. So with success came those big challenges, and we had to learn, how do you handle group sales instead of one-on-one transactions, which made a whole new game. Selling at events? Amazing, but it took some time to learn. There is a system for everything. Delivering these products one at a time, a hot mess at first. But these moments when I felt that I was constantly playing catch up, trying to meet the demand and keep the clients happy. But here's the beauty of it. Those moments of chaos taught us the exact systems we needed, what we needed to streamline. We learned to anticipate the needs and develop products before clients even asked for them. That was a huge lesson. The biggest lesson I learned, repurpose and sell your biggest gifts. It's not about reinventing the wheel. It's about giving people the tools they actually need. My clients didn't need more ideas. They needed a proven system that they could implement right away. If they came to a training, the next day they were implementing it. That's how I built a multi-million-dollar business, by repurposing what I've already worked in my salon and sharing it with others. When you give people the tools to succeed right alongside you, then that, my friend, is the real secret to sustainable, consistent growth. So here's a takeaway. Stop holding back your gifts. The very thing you take for granted could be the exact thing somebody needs to transform their business. And remember, success isn't just about doing more, it's about leveraging what you already know and turning it into solutions that people will pay for. Chaos isn't the enemy, it's part of the process. Lean into it, sell your solutions, and watch your business soar. Now, inside that, I saw the future of beauty even before the future had arrived. Picture this, 1998. Google wasn't even launched. People barely knew what the internet was. Online learning platforms, they didn't exist, but there I was, determined to build something brand new, an online membership and learning platform for the beauty industry. We called it Your Beauty Network. At the time, people said, wait, what's a membership site? And less than half of the industry even used a computer in running their day-to-day business. But I knew if a beauty professional needed access, they needed needed access right away and they needed it the next day. Everything would change. I didn't just dream it, I wanted to build it no matter what it took. Your Beauty Network wasn't just ahead of its time, it was light years ahead. We launched one of the first online learning platforms in the beauty industry, and back then there was no Kajabi, there was no LearnDash, there was no ClickFunnels, no off-the-shelf solutions. If you wanted an online platform, you had to build it from scratch, and let me tell you, it was not cheap. My first website, $500,000. Yes, you heard that right. I wasn't even a tech person, and I sure the heck didn't have $500,000 lying around, but I didn't let that stop me. Oh no. I just said, where can I find the money? I signed up for classes. I hired a coach. I learned how to raise capital, and I didn't quit even when things get hard. And I wanted to quit because I didn't know. But here's the deal. Building something that isn't just smooth sailing, it's raising that kind of money without a track record. That was brutal. I got so many no's that I thought I was auditioning for a reality show. But what I learned was that no isn't forever. It just means not right now. I'll be honest, there were moments when I felt completely out of my depth. I wasn't a tech genius, but I had a plan and a strategy. And guess what? That's all you really need. You don't have to be an expert in everything. You just have to know how to get the right people on board and keep asking the right questions until you get that yes. Finally, the money came in. Friends, family, referrals. People wanted to be a part of something bigger. The first $1 million I raised was a game changer. It was the fuel we needed to build the biggest membership site and training portal in the beauty industry that they had ever seen. It was bananas. Talk about wins. In 1999, we were named Dell's top technology company of the year. We were the first runner-up. I mean, imagine that. We were beauty professionals, but here we were being celebrated for tech innovation. That's when I knew we weren't just ahead of the curve, we were setting the curve. And it just wasn't about awards. We grew our membership to over 1,500 members on that platform. Now keep in mind, less than 50% of the industry even used computers back there. So many of people would be engaged in nothing short of a miracle. We didn't just create a platform, we built a community that transformed how salons operated. We trained their staff, we grew their businesses. We took what we were doing offline and put it online. That was unheard of back then. Here's what I learned during this wild, crazy ride. No doesn't mean never. It means just not right now. You'll get a lot of no's on the way to your yes, but you have to stay focused on the bigger why of the project. You don't have to be the expert to build something extraordinary. I didn't know tech, but I knew how to surround myself with the right people and keep pushing forward. Resiliency is everything. You have to be tough, persistent, and ready to pivot when things get tough, because it did get tough, right? We had to shift, we had to plan, we had to hire people, we had to fire people. Your Beauty Network wasn't just a platform, it was a movement. We showed that the beauty industry and education and the technology weren't the enemy. They were the future. And it all happened because I refused to take no for an answer. So my challenge to you, don't let fear of lack of expertise stop you. If you've got the vision, find a way to make it happen. It gets scrappy, get asking, keep building. And remember, you don't have to know it all. You just have to know why you started in the first place. Because the right strategy, anything is possible. Even in this world that says, wait, what's the internet? Now, motivating the masses, we went from heartfelt speaking to a $40 million empire. And that was the transformation of the Lisa Nichols business, right? We started that, and let me tell you a little secret, that the bigger you play, the bigger you break down. But you know what? Breakdowns are just part of the process. Nobody taught me that better than my experience with Lisa Nichols. Lisa started as an incredible speaker, but here's the thing. She didn't have a business. She had a talent. When I met her, her revenue was less than $88,000 a year. I remember her asking me, can you do for me what you did for yourself? Well, and of course, I'm going to say sure, because that's what I do. I build businesses. And this was about to be a wild ride. Lisa and her heart and her passion, her mission was to help youth and inspire change throughout her speaking. But the passion alone doesn't build a business. And at that time, she had no programs, no product, and really little revenue stream, just a microphone and a dream. And that's where I came in. The first thing I did was built a $40 million business plan. And I mean, I built that thing in a weekend. It was all about taking what works from one of my businesses and duplicating it. I took the models that I used from Your Beauty Network, from Salon Training International, from Passion of Salon, from helping other businesses. But instead of targeting salon owners, we focused on the youth programs, and those initiatives. That was a new business model. And here's the beauty of building multiple businesses. You learn what works and what doesn't work. And this time we did things differently. We didn't rely on speaking engagements. We built relationships with sponsors. We formed strategic partnerships that aligned with our core values and our community and the communities we wanted to support. We even positioned Lisa's nonprofit as a tax shelter for business owners. So it became a win-win for everyone who was involved. It was no longer just about Lisa being an amazing speaker. It was about building a system that could generate revenue while serving the greater good. And isn't that what we all want? And with each new system we added, the business grew exponentially. We continually had million-dollar speaking events because we leveraged that platform. But let me tell you, one big win comes with lots of challenges. And trust me, we had our fair share. One of the biggest lessons that I learned in business is no matter what the industry, the formula stays the same. Build your plan, focus on your finances, serve your community, and the key, you can't do it alone. You have to hire the right people, the right talent, because they will make or break you. I've made some horrible hiring decisions in the past. I was desperate, and let me tell you, that never works. Desperation doesn't smell good on anyone. I've also learned that you need to embrace your numbers. You can't fly blind. You have to know your base prices, your profit margins, and build those into every product and every service. If the numbers don't work, the business doesn't work, period. Here's another big takeaway. Marketing is everything, and I mean everything. In every business I built, it's one of my biggest expenses outside of my payroll, and it's marketing. But here's the deal. If you're not marketing, you're dying. We lose 30% of our market share every single year. The only way to survive is to consistently bring in new clients, new opportunities, and new talent. That's why we put systems and tools in place to mitigate that risk. Besides, staying stagnant isn't an option. You have to keep pushing, evolving, always being ready for the next opportunity and the next big thing. So here's what I've learned from building Motivating the Masses. In every other business, you've got to take risks. No one ever got anywhere staying comfortable. Breakdowns aren't failures, they're part of the journey. The real key to success: plan smart, hire smart, market hard, and don't be afraid to be uncomfortable. Every no you get gets closer to your yes. And most importantly, play big, play bold, and never lose sight of the mission. Because when you combine your heart with hustle, you build empires. So that's exactly how I built 4 businesses in a row. But here's something that I didn't tell you at the start of this video. The only reason I was able to achieve this for myself and help countless other businesswomen do the same is because I apply the same proven 4 steps in my business, in every business. And the lessons I've taught you in this video are pretty much useless unless you know what those 4 steps are. So click on this video if you want to learn the 4 steps to building a multi-million-dollar business. If you're a businesswoman, you want to scale to $10 million a year, book a call using the first link in the description. So I'm excited to support you in this journey. And until next time, I'll see you on the other side. I'm Dr. Susie Carter, your profit coach.